Sam Acho here, still overdressed for everyone from the comfort of his home when I thought we were in our living room together as a family.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Acho might be going pantsless below, you know what I'm saying, the chest-up shot. We're not going to ask Acho to stand up, though. That'd be weird.
It could be an outfit mullet.
That's
like
what I'm saying. Exactly.
All right, so there's the story coming out now. Tate Rodemaker going through concussion protocol. Brock Glenn, the true freshman, might be in line to start the ACC Championship against Louisville. I went on the record last week and said that I didn't believe that Florida State, without Jordan Travis, was one of the 4 best teams in the country. There's a difference between 4 best and 4 deserving. What do you make of Florida State's plight in this one against the Louisville Cardinals?
I don't think it's a fight. I think if Florida State wins, if Florida State goes undefeated, if Florida State wins the ACC without their star quarterback, with the ACC Coach of the Year, I think they deserve a spot in the college football playoff. Why? Because the committee cares about certain things. One of the things they care about, yes, is how a team looks, but also, did you win your conference? That conference championship, if Florida State gets it, matters. They also care about, did you win, period. Boo Corrigan has said it in one of the first, maybe the second ranking selection shows. He said, man, winning matters. Part 2 and part 3, I think there's an understanding that, okay, Florida State may not have looked great against Florida, but also Alabama didn't look great against Auburn outside of the last play, the 4th and 31. And so there's an understanding that, yeah, some of these rivalries, you may not play your best ball, but conference championships matter. Winning matters. Being undefeated matters. And I think Florida State, if they win, they deserve a spot.
And there's that fine distinction between what you're saying, 4 best teams and the 4 deserving teams. All I know is if I buy a ticket, back in the day, we're all about the same age. If I bought a ticket to go watch NSYNC, and
hey,
just
hold on, Barrie got some years on this.
Well, he still rocks with the. All right, let's say Backstreet Boys. I buy a ticket to go watch NSYNC, and then, you know,
Timberlake's not in.
A day before the concert, they're like, yo, JT not going to show up. Then what? I need my money back.
Right.
All right. Yeah, I deserve to go to this concert, but I'm not going to get the best show. All I'm saying is if we're going to give the best product out there, we can't sit here and say Jordan Travis, ACC Player of the Year, the dude who's absolutely spinning. He was in the Heisman conversation up until, of course, the injury. He's not playing, man. That takes so much steam away from a Florida State team. So let's keep things football-centric then, Acho, because the college football world might end up maybe correcting itself if Louisville just takes care of business.
And by the way, they can.
It's a big if, but they can.
No, Louisville's a good team.
Correct, they will. They've played up and they've played down. This quarterback situation, now Tate Rodemaker, the head injury is going to be game time decision. Acho, that puts a gigantic wrench into the spokes of this Seminoles offensive game plan. It has to, right?
Well, definitely. And here's the thing. Like, if Tate Rodemaker doesn't play, that's a big deal. And even if he does play, it's still a big deal. Why? Because Louisville knows how to upset teams. They did it earlier in this year. And even Jeff Brom, the first-year head coach of Louisville, when he was at Purdue, they weren't called the spoiler makers. Barry, remember this. They were called the Boilermakers, excuse me. They were called the spoiler makers because they would spoil people's show, consistent top 5 wins. And so I think that Florida State should be on the lookout for a Louisville team that, yes, they lost to Kentucky in another kind of heated rivalry game, but also a team that plays really good defense, has a really, really good running game, and an offense that is potent, at least when it comes to big plays.
Yeah, I'm almost of the opinion now if Brock Glenn gets the start, which it looks like he might. True freshman. He's a highly touted kid, by the way. If he goes in and beats Louisville, I'm almost on the side with, you know what, hell with it.
Put him in!
Maybe Florida State is one of the best teams in the country because they've got the running back, Toa Feely, they've got Trey Benton, they've got Keon Coleman, they've got Jordan Travis, they've got Jaheim Bell.
Where's this heel turn coming from 2 minutes after?
Because, look, I don't think right now they would beat any of the teams in the top 4. I just don't.
Okay.
But if they somehow find a way to do it, I mean, what the hell? Just, I mean, let him give him a shot. But can we agree instead of
think about the committee?
It won't be the best 4 though.
It may not be the best 4, Barry, but a committee kind of happens like this, right? We were both a part, and Gary might have been as well, too, that mock selection committee where it's like discussions like this are happening in the room. You might be saying, well, you know, they don't have their quarterback, but dude, look how they won. They did it with the freshmen. They did it with Trey Benson. They did it with Johnny Wilson. Did it with Keon Coleman. Man, look, they did it with their defense. Maybe this team is rallying around whoever the quarterback is, and sure, maybe we don't think they would have a chance to beat a Georgia or a Bama or whoever's going to be in there, but maybe they do based off of how they've been winning no matter who's at quarterback. They're Complete probably is not the best way to put it because they're missing their star quarterback, but they are a very loaded team. Florida State is loaded at receiver. They're loaded at running
So is
back.
Texas.
They have a really good offensive line that's had some injury issues, but they're getting healthier. Florida State, I believe, deserves an opportunity if they do win.
All right, well, it's a big if. Acho, given the cards that we have now been presented with this matchup and the quarterback questions that span layers, who wins this game?
Louisville. I want to go Louisville, man. And I'm going back. I know. It's discussion purposes, right? We talking. But I really do think that Louisville finds ways to upset teams. Jeff Brom, it was my first game I ever called in college football, was a Jeff Brom coach game in which you watch his creativity as a play caller. This team doesn't care. They don't care who's ranked ahead of them, who's on the other side. They have a two-headed monster running back with Garendo, number 1, and Jawar Jordan, number 2, dominating when it comes to running the ball. Look at Thrash at receiver. Then you look at their defense, one of the best defenses in college football. So I think they find a way to keep it close and maybe pull off the upset. I also could be totally wrong, but I'm hoping for an upset.
Do we think...
Actually, honestly, y'all, let me be 100. Hold on real quick. I'm not hoping for an upset. I think I do want Florida State to win.
Okay.
But Louisville just keeps on hanging around. They find ways to upset people.
Well, Florida State wins, it'd be an upset in a different kind because
Right.
people are like, damn, we got to watch Florida State in the college football playoff. I don't know. That's just the internet talking. Hey, do you think Jeff Brom plays the XFL speech as a hype speech before the game?
Why wouldn't he?
That would be amazing.
Why wouldn't he?
All right, boys, this is an ACC title. I just got 2 questions for you.
Why wouldn't I called Virginia at Louisville this year? I'm telling you,
Insane.
that team, they're a good football
They're
team.
good juiced
Acho's
up.
a good football man, even though he talks back and forth. Ach, thank you.
Give me something. Everybody shake